FIFA 14 is the final PS2 game ever released. Goodbye, PS2. But before we get to this video, here's the question of the day. Alright, so it's September 24, 2013, and today, FIFA 14 is scheduled for release for the PlayStation 2 and many other systems. This is a very multi-plat game. You're talking about not just 2 generations. You're talking about 3 separate console generations spanning multiple platforms. Let me just run down the different systems and gadgets it's going to be released for. The Android, iOS, Nintendo 3DS, PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP, PlayStation Vita, the Wii, the original Wii, Microsoft PC, basically, 360, and the Xbox One. Wow. Unbelievable. This is amazing. FIFA 14, man, this is the latest FIFA game, of course. Football fans, soccer fans, to American Western demographic. You know, I don't want to get sidetracked too much, but the whole football versus soccer thing, I gotta be honest, it's so we're still doing it. We're still arguing over that stupid term. I do like soccer. I like calling it soccer. It's the term I grew up on. I prefer it because football, it makes more sense, but I understand that it's like the European, rest of the world terminology. I understand that. And by the way, speaking of why it's called, the American football, pigskin football, whatever, because that stemmed and originated from rugby football, because rugby is actually called rugby football. And then whereas football, aka soccer, which is just called football. So, it's a little bit of some sports history there. Anyway, the PS2 version, though, is very interesting because apparently this should be the final PlayStation 2 release of all time. And it's by EA, EA Sports. I think EA just wants to get that, bragging rights, I mean, it's being developed by EA Canada. I don't know if all of the platforms, the different versions of the game for the different systems, I guess it's by the same developer, EA Canada. They're all by EA Canada, I guess. Published by, of course, Electronic Arts, and yeah, I mean, the Ignite engine is only going to be available for the PS4 and the Xbox One, which obviously is a next-gen buzzword kind of thing where, the next-gen is so different, it's so high-tech, it's using a different engine. It's like, whoa, Ignite engine, it's so revolution, it's so different, it's so only for the high-tech systems, it's only for the newest technology. I don't know, the next-gen systems, or the next-gen versions will feature both graphical and gameplay changes such as human intelligence to make players react more realistic, true player motion to create more realistic movements, and just more realistic stuff. Everything's just more realistic. A PC port with the Ignite engine was eventually cancelled. So it's only going to be on the PS4 and Xbox One as far as the realistic Ignite engine is concerned. So I guess the rest of us, including the PS2 version, get the crappy, regular version, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people will buy this for the PS2. Some of the people that don't have even a PS3 or a 360 or something, you still have a PS2, that's the only system you have. Which is fine, that's cool, but it's kind of a really small, very tiny demographic at this point. I've only read one actual article regarding this topic, and it's by a guy named Damien Anthony Seto, and it was published back in June 18th of 2013. And he goes on to say that the PS2 is no doubt, or he said not doubt, but spelling mistakes, is no doubt one of the biggest or best game consoles of all time. I got a reading mistake, so equal stupidity here. Even with the PS4 on the horizon, there is one more game left to be out. EA will be releasing FIFA 14 to the format. Earlier this year, Sony announced it will no longer manufacture and supply any new PS2 consoles. Still, EA has decided to give the format one last go as FIFA 14 will hit the PS2 in September. This will be the final game release for the system in the Western world. And here's the answer to the question of the day.